Good morning, one and all. In previous lecture, we discuss about and learn the concept of SPLD and how to program the SPLDs. In today's lecture, we will learn about the next advanced stage of PLD, that is CPLD, means complex programmable logical device. We are going to learn about the architecture of CPLD, features and specifications of the CPLD. As in previous lecture, we discussed about SPLDs are of the three types: PLA, PAL and ROM. We also see the limitations of PAL and PLA circuit, as these PLDs are limited in size due to the small number of input and output pins and limited number of product terms. As their combined number of input and outputs are smaller than 32, means we cannot use SPLD to implement larger and complex circuits. Hence, the next type of PLD, that is a complex programmable logical device, came into the picture. As CPLD are used to implement the complex as well as some types of larger circuits more than compared to the SPLD. So what it consists of? What is the main logical block of CPLD? How we can implement the circuit using the CPLD? This is the agenda of today's lecture. The CPLD consists of multiple circuit blocks on a single chip. Here, each block in the CPLD looks like a PAL block. Means exactly similar to the PAL blocks are used on the CPLD, and here number of PL blocks are used in the CPLD to implement the logic. The connections are provided between these PL blocks via interconnection networks, and these interconnects are the programmable interconnects, which makes the connections between the different PL blocks. At the same time, each block is connected to the input-output block so that it can receive the input and output through the I/O ports. Let's see. First of all, let's discuss about what are the features and specifications of the CPLD. To learn the features and specifications of CPLD, we have taken the most popular Xilinx device XC9500 series CPLD. First feature is CPLDs are of the high performance because it has very small logical delay between the all pins, that is a 5 nanosecond. Again, its clock frequency is up to the 125 megahertz. Second feature of the CPLD is large density range, means it consists of from 36 to 288 macro cells with 800 to 6400 usable gates. Third feature is 5-volt in-system programmable, as the supply required to operate the CPLD is up to 5-volt and in-system programmable blocks. We can use the CPLD up to the 10,000 program or erase cycles. Means CPLD can be programmed or reprogrammed up to the 10,000 cycles. This program or erase over full commercial voltage and temperature range. It has enhanced pin locking architecture. It has flexible 36 to 18 functional block. Means it will provide the 90 product terms which drive any or all of the 18 macro cells within the function blocks. Means 19 product terms can drive any or all of the 18 macro cells. It consists of global and product term clocks, output enable signals, set and reset signals. Another feature of the CPLD is extensive IEEE standard 1149.1 boundaries can support. It will use to test the circuit functionality or board functionality. It has programmable power reduction mode in the each macro cell. It consists of slew rate control on the individual output to control the slew rate. It has user programmable ground pin capability. It will drive the high 24 milliampere output. It has 3.3 volt or 5 volt IO blocks capability. And most important is it has advanced CMOS 5 volt fast flash technology storage cells. It supports parallel programming of multiple XC9500 devices. These are the features and specifications of the CPLD. Now let's learn the architecture of CPLD. Here you can observe the general architecture of CPLD. It consists of PAL-like block, and these PAL-like blocks are surrounded by some interconnection wires which are the programmable, and at the edge of the board different IO blocks are provided. These PAL-like blocks are connected to the IO blocks as well as interconnecting wires, and the connection between the connection between the IO blocks as well as PAL blocks are the connection between the different PAL blocks are the programmable. Now, what is inside this PAL block? Already we discussed in detail in the PAL block or in SPLD topic what is the internal architecture of PAL block. Every PAL block consists of macro cells. Now let's say in detail. The PAL blocks consist of macro cells, and typically there are 16 macro cells. These are used to implement the logic. It also consists of fixed OR plane, and these OR planes have fan-in between 5 to 20. Again, output of OR gate are connected to the XOR block. These XOR gate, they provide the negation ability, and XOR has the control input. The CPLD pins, these are provided to control the XOR input as well as multiplexer input and tri-state gate so that it can control the functionality of macro cell. When tri-state gate is enabled, corresponding output pin can be used as the input pin. Means IO ports can be used as an input or output depending on the tri-state. If it is a disabled, then it can be used as an input. AND plane and interconnection network, these are the programmable connections. And commercial PLD which are available in the market, they have ranging 2 to 100 PL blocks depending on capacity of CPLD. Let's see the example how the logic is implemented in the CPLD. In CPLD, logic is implemented inside the macro cells. Okay, let's see the function f is equal to x1 x3 x6 bar plus x1 x4 x5 x6 bar plus x2 x3 x7 plus x2 x4 x5 x7. Now this function is going to implement, we have to implement by using the CPLD. Now in PAL blocks, first is about the input buffers and inverters. Second is the product term allocator, you can say. Third is OR plane. Fourth is your macro cells. And to implement these functions, here you can observe what are the red connections are shown. These are the programmable switches connections, and these all are connecting. Depending on there are 4 product terms. Hence, typical connections from the input and inverters are connected to the product, means AND gates. Then AND gate output, that is the product terms, that are the output of product term allocator circuit. These are given to the OR plane to generate the SOP form, and output of SOP form is given to the macro cells. And macro cell is controlled by XOR input as well as multiplexer input and tri-state signal input. These are controlled by the CPLD, so that the macro cell can be used as the to generate the output with or without synchronization. Now, to better understand the CPLD in detail, let's see the architecture of Xilinx family XC9500. This is the detailed view of architecture XC9500. It consists of different blocks. First main block, you can see the function block on right hand side. On function block, these 4 function blocks are provided. Here, depending on family of CPLD, it consists of n function block. Every function block consists of 1 to 18 macro cells, and these macro cells, these function blocks are connected to the interconnection matrix, which is known as a fast connect switch matrix. Hence, input to the function block came from interconnection matrix, that is a fast connect switch matrix. Hence, 36 inputs are shown here, and output from 18 macro cells, these are again provided to the fast connect switch matrix. At the same time, these 18 output from the macro cells are connected to the IO blocks also. In this way, the IO blocks, function block and fast connect switch matrix are internally connected. On the left hand side, you can see the IO ports from the IO blocks. These all are IO ports, and last 3 are the global clock, global set reset, and global signals, other testing signals. Then on the upper side, it consists of JTAG controller and in-system programming controller. Each XC9500 device, it consists of main 3 blocks, just we have discussed: function block, IO block, and fast connect switch matrix. Function block provide programmable logic capability with 36 input and 18 outputs. IO block provide the buffering for device input and output. Fast connect switch matrix, it connects all the FB outputs and input signal to the FB inputs. This is the internal details, internal architecture, internal block diagram of the functional block. Function block, it takes the input from the fast connect switch matrix. There are 36 inputs, and first block inside the function block is a programmable AND array. The programmable AND array outputs are given to the product term allocator, and product term allocator outputs are given to the macro cells, 18 macro cells. From macro cells, there are 18 outputs are provided, which also goes to the switch matrix and some enable signals. And these are again these macro cells having the control inputs like global clocks and global set reset signals. The 18 macro cells per function block, they are capable of implementing the register and combinational logics. Means whatever the register and combinational logic provided in the equation, these all are implemented with the help of this function block, and they consist of macro cells. 36 inputs per functional block, 72 true and complement signal into the programmable AND array to the 90 product terms are available in this function block. Macro cell output can go to the IO cells or back into the switch matrix, which are routed to this other functional block also. And product term allocator, it allocates the maximum 90 product term to the each macro cells. Function block also receives the global clock, then output enable and set reset signals. Function block generates the 18 outputs that drives the fast connect switch matrix, and these outputs and their corresponding output enable signal also drive the IO blocks. Here, logic within the functional block is implemented using sum of product form. This is about how we can implement the functional block, how we can implement the logic in the functional block. And as every functional block consists of macro cells, and macro cells takes the input from fast connect switch matrix, and outputs are provided to the fast connect switch matrix as well as the IO blocks. And inside this functional block, product term allocator are present, and maximum 90 product terms it can provide to the macro cells. Hence, this is about the functional block and working of functional block. This is inside the functional block there are macro cell. This is the internal architecture of macro cell. Already we discussed this, but this is the detailed view of XC9500 macro cells. Here you can observe the product term allocators. Before that, programmable AND array, then product term allocators, then they are provided to the XOR gate, and then next to the macro cell. This is the detailed view. Here you can see the control signals to the macro cells, like set control signals, then OE control, reset control signal, global clocks, then product terms up to the 5 product terms here applied here to the one OR gate. Then programmable inversion or XOR product terms are provided here. And finally, the outputs are generated. These are provided at the IO ports, as well as they are routed to the switch matrix. Let's see the internal about the macro cells. 5 product terms from the AND array. These are available for use of the primary data inputs. And product term allocator, which are associated with each macro cells, they select out of the 5 direct terms are used. Here, as mentioned, up to the 5 product terms are used, and these 5 product terms are given to the out of this product term allocator associated with each macro cell selects the 5 direct product terms. The register can be used either D type or T type flip flop, and it supports both asynchronous set and reset operations. The register which is available, it can be used either D type or T type flip flop. It supports both asynchronous as well as reset conditions. During power up, means after power up, all the registers are initialized. Means once power is on, all the registers are initialized to the user defined preload state 0. Initial value loaded is 0. And all global control signals which are available to the each individual macro cells, they include the clock, set, reset, and output enable signals. This is about the functional block and macro cells. Now next block is the fast connect switch matrix, means programmable interconnect. Fast connect switch matrix, it connects the signals to the functional block inputs, and all the IO blocks output and functional block, they drive the fast connect switch matrix. Means as the IO blocks and functional blocks, these are interconnected through the programmable switch matrix, they drive the fast connect switch matrix. This fast connect switch matrix means programmable interconnect, they are capable of combining multiple internal connections into the single wire and output before driving the destination functional block. Hence, they have capability to combine multiple internal connections into the single wire and connections and output. Hence, it increases fan-in without additional time delay. Means they can increase the fan-in without delay. This is the internal architecture of fast connect switch matrix. Here you can observe the fast connect switch matrix by using the wired AND capability on the left hand side of the diagram. And these are interconnected to the functional block, and functional block, these are again connected to the IO blocks. Hence, output of IO blocks are again connected to the fast connect switch matrix. Now the interconnect structure, what means how they are internal, what is the interconnect structure inside this fast connect switch matrix. XC9500 CPLD, these are locally efficient logic blocks with globally flexible interconnect structure to provide ideal connectability for a very large spectrum of design. Means this the XC9500 CPLD, it has an efficient logic block for globally flexible interconnect structure to implement the large and complex design. Now, what are the properties of this interconnect structure? First property is any input pin which connect to the any function block with constant high speed across the entire device. Means any input pin connected to the functional block, it has a constant high speed across the entire device. Means it will drive the block with constant high speed. Any macro cell output can connect to its own or other functional block with no restriction. Means any output can be, any macro cell output can be connected to any other functional block. Macro cell can be internally used with bit level independent 3-state control. Means it can be used with 3-state control to form internal databases with global access to the all logic blocks. This is about the interconnect structure where IO blocks and functional blocks, macro cells are connected through the interconnect structure with no restrictions. Then third and last block of the architecture is IO block. IO blocks provide the interface between the internal logic and the IO pins. And these IO pins, which consist of input buffer, output enable selection multiplexer, and user programmable ground control. Now input buffer. The input buffer is a compatible with standard 5-volt CMOS family, or it is also compatible with the 5-volt TTL and 3.3-volt signal level. The IO blocks also consist of output buffer, which is capable of driving the 40 milliampere output drive. And third is it consists of output enable selection multiplexer. It can be generated from a product term signal or any of the global output enable signal. And last is user programmable ground control pin. It is used to reduce the system noise generated from large number of simultaneously switching outputs. This is the internal block detail of the IO blocks. Here you can see whatever the block we have discussed here. Okay, and first is the input buffer blocks. The input buffers are present here. Okay, second it consists of output driver. Output drivers are present here. Then third is the output enable selection multiplexer. Left hand side it is given as output enable selection multiplexer. Then user programmable ground control. The control pull-up register, which is given here. Here you can see on the right hand side pull-up registers. The control pull-up register is attached to the each device IO plane to prevent them from floating. Means to prevent the IO pin for floating, the control pull-up registers are used. The register is active during the device programming, system power up and erase device. Means this register when it will be active during the device programming also, when system is power up and due to the erase device, and it is deactivated in the normal operation. When the normal operation takes place, it is deactivated. It is independent. There is also independent slew rate control provided. The output edge rate may be slow to reduce the noise through the programming. Here this is the internal block diagram of the IO blocks of XC9500. Here you can observe the various blocks like IO blocks, output driver circuits, pull-up register, user programmable ground, then slew control, then global output enable signals. Then signals inputs are coming from macro cells, means out and PTOE signals, and outputs are given to the switch matrix also. And global output enable signals also control the various functions. Now, what are the manufacturing technologies of CPLD? As we know that CPLD are non-volatile devices, means they will retain the program after power is off. Non-volatile means when power is off, it will retain its program which is downloaded into the file. Hence, EPROM, EEPROM and fast flash, these are the non-volatile type of memory, and these are used in the manufacturing of CPLD. Most probably fast flash is used because of its advantages. Fast flash technology most probably used because it has high performance logic device, high memory cell density, electrically erasable. It has 5-volt programmable and erase capability. It has high reliability and endurance up to the 10,000 cycles. We can download and erase. Then it has process scalability, and last is fast device programming types. Because of these features, EEPROM is used over the EPROM and EEPROM. Now, which are the CPLD vendors and devices available in the market to use the CPLD for implementation of various applications? There are different vendors available like Xilinx, Altera, Lattice, Cypress, and they use the different technologies. Xilinx uses the flash based technology. They are available CPLD families are Coolrunnel, XPL3 and XPLA2. Then most popular families of the Xilinx are XC9500 XP families and XC9500 XL families. And second most popular vendor is Altera. Now it is Intel. They uses again EEPROM based CPLD. Family names are Max 3000A, 7000 and 9000 family, and EEPROM based Max 5000. Flash based Max 2. Lattice, it uses the EEPROM base ISP LSI 8000V, ISP LSI 5000V and ISP LSI 3000, Match 5 or 5L and Match 4 Flash 4L. These are the EEPROM based families of the Lattice semiconductors. Then Cypress Semiconductor vendor, they have available CPLDs are Ultra 37000 Flash, Delta 39K and Flash 37 or 37. Means different vendors of CPLDs are available with different families. They have the different capabilities of different PAL blocks, different IO blocks, then different macro cell capabilities are available in the market. Now our aim is to decide the particular vendor and family depending on our applications. Hence in today's lecture we learn about the CPLD, features and specifications of CPLD, general architecture of CPLD and XC9500 architecture of Xilinx CPLD series. Thank you.